Hey Reed. Hey Rizzle. I think I figured out what I'm gonna use for background footage for my video. I'm gonna make you clean my van.
What? Here we are in my garage.
Well, there goes all my audio. Goddamn wind.
So if you spray it, it'll empty out?
Fuck it, we'll do things the right way then. My name is Sir Cripps, and this is 3 things you need to know about purchasing a handicap accessible vehicle. Number 1. In my experience, rear conversion has been so much better than side conversion. When it comes down to it, it's just much easier to maintain a trunk door than it is to maintain 2 sliding door tracks. There's less chance of wear, tear, and rust building up in these 2 tracks on either side of the vehicle. You're also going to have less noise because most of the reconstruction has been done in the rear of the vehicle. So the most noise is going to be where nobody's sitting and nobody is worried about it. With rear entry, you can make it so you sit in between people, making you feel more included, rather than sitting dead center of the vehicle with people behind you and in front of you. The biggest thing you have to keep track of is the rear bumper, when loading and offloading on an angle. My bumper had to be replaced and made thinner so as not to scrape along the ground at certain angles. In particular, when the vehicle was facing forward on the driveway. It was much better to reverse onto the driveway when I needed to get in and out. Yes, parking in a busy downtown area is harder because you can't just be let out on the sidewalk, but honestly, I don't miss that because being able to park in any parking spot and not having to worry about someone coming in beside you far outweighs it. Number 2, lift is key. I cannot emphasize this point enough. When these vans get converted, the floor is what tends to be lowered and altered, rather than the roof. So if you do not spend the extra money to get the vehicle lifted, you're going to end up scraping and dragging on everything. My first van was side converted, and it had to have the side skirts replaced literally every few months, because the vehicle would scrape and drag on nearly every speed bump. I even had a few side skirts rip right off while driving, which meant I had to pull over and have someone get out of the vehicle and pick it up off the side of the road. These things cost hundreds of dollars to reattach and fix, and I can promise you, if you do not get your vehicle lifted, maintaining these damn things will cost you another fortune on top of what you already spent. You will want to give up on them entirely, which will lead to massive, ugly bare spots on the sides of your vehicle. Forget it. Get your vehicle lifted and don't worry about it. And number 3, maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Most companies that do handicap vehicle conversions essentially gut them and put them back together. And what I've been hinting at throughout the entirety of this video is that the vehicle ends up having nowhere near the same integrity and durability as it did before. I wish there were manufacturers out there that figured out a better way to convert vehicles and still make money, but it seems they just don't exist. In order for these companies to survive and make a profit, they alter the vehicles in the cheapest way possible. And because there isn't really a competitive market, they can charge you anything near they damn well please. And if they fuck up, well, you gotta go back to them to get it fixed. There isn't really any other options. They know they can do a half-assed job, and they know that the customer is at their mercy. People could sue for dangerous and shoddy work, sure, but how many people who need handicap vehicles also then have the money to fight a court battle against a giant healthcare-esque company? Very fucking few. So it's up to you to maintain the vehicle as best you can. You have to be vigilant, and you have to keep an eye on nearly every detail. If you live in an Arctic tundra like me, and 8 months of the year is snow and dirt, you need to be cleaning the vehicle once a month, getting all that built up snow and mud out of the inner tracks, and slowing or stopping rust needs to be a main priority. Whether you have a side or rear entry, these doors and their linings are the most vulnerable spots. And keeping them clean and dry will extend the life of your vehicle and save you so much money in the long haul. Because these vehicles are likely to have the floor lowered and restructured, the underside is especially vulnerable too. Every 6 months to a year, you should inspect everything underneath, and even spray on an underguard style of protection. I use a rubberized gravel guard, but anything like this to add a little more protection and longevity to a newly converted vehicle helps. I wish handicap vehicles were better. I wish these companies did things differently, or that there were more options out there. But sadly, that's just not the case. Not here in Canada anyway. Maybe a few of you out there in the States or overseas have it better. If you do, definitely let me know in the comments below. I've been in a wheelchair my entire life, and sadly, handicap vehicle conversion is something that just hasn't improved in my lifetime. Which is kinda sad, honestly. The main reason I wanted to make this video is to hopefully save someone out there from making the same $60,000 plus mistake my family did. We dealt with hassle after hassle, and if you're spending that much time and money on a minivan, I'm sorry, but there is something seriously wrong with the way things are done here. It's sad that these things aren't better, but I can at least try and save someone out there from going through the same bullshit I did. Cheers, and until next time.
Don't